We got some new leaks of a possible design and internal change on next year's iPhone lineup. Despite the issues of the Galaxy Fold, Samsung is very confident of how many foldables they can sell next year, and a couple of retailers might have leaked some very important information of the PlayStation 5 announcement. I'm Jaime Rivera, and this is Pocket Now Daily because Diego didn't put a joke today. I mean, just help me out with jokes, man. This guy's getting boring. The official news today begin with deals, and believe it or not, they begin with iPhones, which is rather rare because I'm actually going to talk about the new iPhones. For those of you asking for these, if you have an iPhone 7 or later, you can get an iPhone 11 for free with a trade-in on Sprint. The 11 Pro is $1259 if you do the same procedure a month, and then 11 Pro Max is $1667 a month. Obviously, there are a ton of trade-in requirements because there's no such thing as a free meal in life. You can learn more about everything in the description. Now, earlier this year, I guess we could say, we had that Nokia 9 peer review, which I really wanted to love, and then when I got the unit, there were so many issues that I was like, man, I don't even want to bother reviewing it. The thing about it is, we were obviously waiting for that Nokia 9 whatever number is, the successor. I believe it's the 9.1, and the thing about it is apparently we have dates and they're not soon. Originally the rumors hinted to a follow-up this year with better processor, etc. Now the same source has pointed out that we should expect it actually until Q2 of 2020 with the better internals and software. And I feel so bad because it was such a promising phone. I love the design. It was like the G6. It was great. I can't wait for them to come back with it. I don't care if they bring out the same design and camera approach. They just need to figure out the software. Now let's move the spotlight over to Apple. The company has truly been killing it with their processors ever since the iPhone 5S. Yes, that long ago, the company was the first with 64-bit and mobile processor in so many other cases. And now we hear that we should expect some news with the next generation iPhone. A new report claims that the iPhone 12 will bring an A14 Bionic chip, which will be built on the 5nm process. It will be getting EUV design like the latest Kirins do, and will be made by TSMC's 5nm node. The label is N5, which is mainly used for 5G products and IoT. These chips allegedly arrived at Apple last month. With this new architecture, they would bring more transistors into a smaller space, obviously more power efficiency, better performance, so many things. My God, 5nm, where are you, Intel? And I know that a ton of you, including me, I really want to buy a PS4, but I know that the PS5 is around the corner, so there are so many reasons why I don't want to buy a PS4 right now. Obviously, we've got Black Friday coming up and so many things, but apparently you might want to wait for that PS5. We did know that it was going to be launched for the holidays, but didn't have a specific date. The report claims that they will skip the November launch, pretty much like they did with the PS4, but for a reason: to get as many AMD 7nm chips as possible and pretty much deliver it in December and give you better performance. The Slovakian retailer listed December 4th with a price roughly around $550. The early December launch was confirmed by a second source, and it was also the launch date for the original PlayStation, so it kind of makes sense. Thing about it is, I can't wait to get it, but if I'm going to get a better process, or if there's going to be more availability because of the demand for this chip, I'm down. I don't care if I have to wait. And here's the thing, foldable phones are still a new deal. I wasn't expecting for them to have much success this year, given every single problem that every manufacturer has had. But the thing about it is, apparently Samsung is bullish about the future. The company has already made predictions for next year, according to an ET News report. After the success of the Galaxy Fold, which allegedly sold 500,000 units, Samsung is already thinking that they can sell up to 6 million units in 2020. And that is bold. That is foldably bold, and you can quote me on that. But the thing about it is, there's so much things I need to tell you about my experience with the Fold. Expect the video coming over the next few days as we discuss that and what other alternatives are offering. And finally, the hottest news today have to do with iPhones yet again. We already talked about their chips, but apparently there is going to be a ton more changes in the next generation iPhones. First of all, we hear that we're going to have a different style of antenna for 5G on a new material, either glass, ceramic, or sapphire. We have a tipster that claims that Apple is working on a new Face ID and prototypes with new optics that could be narrow enough to fit in the top bezel and kill the notch. They will also reportedly bring a logic board change in the design. And finally, the source claims that Apple might not move to USB-C. Apparently, the company is so focused on going wireless, even for data, that we might not even be getting Lightning at some point. Thing about it is, in today's question, let us know, what do you think? Do you like the whole concept of moving away from cables and going full wireless? Because in my case, it's not that I don't like the idea. My problem is how slow wireless charging is. That's my problem. We'd love to know what you think in the comments down below. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on PocketNow.com and subscribe to our channels for more videos like this one. Also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see what I do with these phones. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.